Hey, I thought I'd bring something to everyone's attention. I was just made aware of this a day or two ago, but apparently in the last patch, the one that kind of had the balance update in the new Sacred Treasures for the Gods characters, basically they've made it so that you cannot get the rare yellow elements from the warrior training anymore. Now before, basically the challenge mode was only really worth getting if you actually wanted to play it, and even then, the $5 asking price for something that looks like it was made in an hour, like, kind of made that a little bit of a questionable purchase for most people. However, you can't do that anymore. I went through about, I think, 12 or 15 warrior training attempts with the help of Cheat Engine, and I was able to determine that basically they do not drop at all anymore. So, go ahead and load up Cheat Engine here. Get the window up. Basically, this makes it so that you can just make them come back instantly. This was the only way that I could really test the theory that people had. There were some people mentioning it on GameFAQs and things like that. So now, it's basically going to say that they have come back after 3 battles, even though I haven't even left the camp menu. So, they basically just got a bunch of the common stuff, nothing that wasn't available before. So, if I make them depart again, you'll see that the same thing is going to happen. The drop rate was never that great, but it did happen often enough that you could get them pretty easily if you always remember to send them off whenever you finished a battle, and when they return, you send them out again. So, I'm going to do this 2 more times. Go ahead and make them come back instantly. Pretty much the same deal again, just identical stuff. Alright, so one more time. Same deal. So if you go back into the challenge mode, you'll see the elements that it's mentioning. So it is Belto, Windstorm, and Surge. Before you could get all of those from the warrior training, but you can't anymore. So they're basically, they did like a kind of ninja nerf thing where they made it so you can't get them anymore, even though you could before that patch. Obviously this was not mentioned anywhere, otherwise there'd be more of a fuss over it. I saw some people mentioning it on GameFAQs, and you know, they're predominantly playing on the console version, so I wasn't sure if the rates were just low or not. But I have done this a couple dozen times, and I haven't seen it drop a single time past that patch. So basically, it is gone. You will have to buy the DLC now, which I think is pretty shady, but there is one glint of hope here. Let me change scenes here. Okay, so if you go to the challenge mode page here, it mentions also new weapon elements and weapon elements that can only be obtained in the challenge mode will appear. For both Rampage and Bridge Melee, such items can be attained by, I guess there's a typo there, by achieving predetermined scores. Now, before this patch, basically the weapon elements that you could get from here were in the warrior training, so you could get them as a free player, which I thought was kind of nice, but on the other side, they're charging people $5 for a challenge mode that looks like it was made in an hour that could have easily just been free, like it's been in numerous other past Muso games. But basically, they changed it so that those elements actually are exclusive to this mode now. Now, what I'm curious about is the new weapons. Obviously, they are selling these legendary weapons here for like $15 that have like the actual unique skins that you can get in the game. The ones you get in the game are just, they're not even recolors, they're the exact same thing with a marginal power increase. So if they're selling these, I'm curious exactly what the new weapons will be. We're not going to find out until the 29th. The 29th is when the Bridge Melee and I think the second batch of the Sacred Treasures are supposed to come out. So I will let people know, but for now, I wanted to make sure that people are not endlessly grinding in the warrior training, trying to get something that's actually not in the game anymore. Now, I mean, it is just $5 for this, but I do feel it is pretty shady to do this. I think that this should have been a free update if they're going to add new elements and stuff to the game. The game desperately needs post-launch and post-game support, and it doesn't have that right now. But now, they're forcing you to buy this to even get this stuff. Now, to be fair, if I switch back to the game, none of this stuff is terribly useful. Bell Toll is nice for leveling up. Windstorm is good on anybody who has a good charge magic, because they can use that on the Chaos Origins and instantly group everyone up with Windstorm. And then Surge, the verdict's still out on that. I haven't really seen anybody have any kind of detailed statistics for how much it boosts things. Windstorm is probably the most useful one, especially if you use it on a character like Nezha, because anyone who has that Sacred Treasure can actually just one-shot the Chaos Origins. I actually talked about that crowd control strat, I think a week or two ago. But I think this sets kind of a dangerous precedent. You know, they already had these available in the game for free for about 2 months, and then now they just kind of randomly take it out and not tell anybody and force people to buy the DLC to do that, especially if you're on console where you don't have the option of cheat engine. So I just wanted to bring this to people's attention. The warrior training feature is basically just to get a surplus of the generic elements now, but you can already buy those from here. So it doesn't even really serve that purpose anymore. It's basically just there for nothing at this point, aside from just getting the weapons. It's pretty disappointing that they're doing this. I hope that they're not going to continue to do this with the post-launch support, because I do like this game. I just feel that it needs more to do, and I think taking away one of the few things that was, able to obtain just for free in the base game without paying for the season pass, I definitely think is a little bit shady. So hopefully things will improve from here on out. Anyway, that's it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.